Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day/week in my life here in our little one day will be a homestead in the mountains. So today I'm bringing you along as I work to try to move stuff forward around our home and take advantage of the warm weather that we had here around the mountain for a few days. I'm also going to be showing you guys some DIYs we worked on. Also, I'm bringing you along as I cook a few things. I actually experimented with kind of a new recipe. Before we hop right in, I want to give a special shout out to all of my patrons. To those of you that don't know, I actually upload exclusive content to Patreon, and when you sign up, you get access to all of that content as well as upcoming content. I really enjoy the community that we've been building over there. So yeah, shout out to you guys. So with all of that being said, let's hop right in. Okay, so we're starting off with us living my best slow living life, or all of my slow living dreams. And that was me and Logie hanging out with the local donkeys and horsies. But here we're hanging out with the three amigas. We love to stop by and visit them pretty much every time we go on a bike ride. We love petting them and feeding them occasionally. And Logan at home will actually beg to go out and see the animals. So we stopped by today on our bike ride around the mountain. Please let me know in the comments if any of you guys are homesteaders with your own animals, or if you grew up with animals. I would love to know. All right, so it's funny because I did a Costco haul in my last video, but I actually got way more on this day and didn't really film a full-on haul, but this is everything that we picked up. And we've been trying different pre-made meals there. So today we tried these enchiladas, which were really good. And then we love their organic Honeycrisp apples, so delicious. I picked up some salad greens because lately I've been craving salad. And then I got some raspberries as well as some of the Kirkland chicken bone broth. I also got these Mary's seed crackers and this Morning Summit cereal, as well as some strawberries, some blueberries, and then some of this grass-fed butter. I also got kiwis because they're amazing, and some mushrooms because I actually want to try to make stuffed mushrooms soon. By the way, I had laid down plastic on the floor so that I could start painting the base trim. When I started, it hadn't even really occurred to me that this part would need to be painted or that it's normally painted until my mom walked in the house one day and she's like, "Oh, when are you going to paint the bottom?" I was like, "Oh, is that a thing?" And then I went on Pinterest and looked, and sure enough, it's a thing. Most people tend to bring the color all the way down to the base, which makes sense. It just widens the amount of space that's receiving color. So on this day, like I said, I taped up, covered the ground, and then I laid down my Dixie Belle Slick Stick, which is a primer. I laid down my first coat. Now I've told you guys all of this has been insane. Every step has just been so long and tedious, and I realize it doesn't seem like it would be. Even me watching myself, it doesn't seem like it would be. But man, it's been months now. So I'm so excited to be wrapping up this project soon. And I'm loving how it looks. By the way, this is the train I thrifted for Logan, I think in my last day in my life where I went thrifting. He loves it. So I want to give a shout out to Fond Broth. If you've never tried bone broth, it's a really great first experience. And the ingredients that Fond uses are really high quality. After I tried the brand and started sharing about them, they actually reached out to me and offered to give you guys a discount code. And so if you want to try them out, I have my affiliates link down below. So I'd really appreciate it if you use my link, and you will actually get 20% off of your order through Fond. So yeah, so we're skipping to breakfast, and those two mugs both had Fond bone broth in them. Dan and I have been on a morning bone broth kick lately, but we also had avocado toast on the side on Make, I never know how to pronounce it, sourdough bread. It's a local bread company. And I also had a little bit of coconut water mixed with orange juice. And then we had some mixed berries on the side as well. By the way, these are both mugs that I thrifted recently. And I guess this was the bone broth that we had on this morning. So jumping ahead to lunch that day, we kept it really simple. Logie had some hard-boiled eggs, avocado, cheese, bacon and raspberries, and definitely he ended up having more fruit than was just there. Then I ended up basically taking the same thing, the bacon and the hard-boiled eggs and shredded cheese, and I used this Primal Kitchen ranch dressing, and it was so delicious. The salad was amazing. So we had a really warm streak before actually this current freezing streak, and we took a bike ride on this day. We ran into so many turkeys and deer. I've told you that's one of my favorite parts about living in the mountains is seeing all of this wildlife. Of course, we had to stop by to see the three amigas. Dan actually took the bike ride with us on this afternoon, so he was excited to see them as well. And then when we got back to the house, we actually started working, I filmed, Dan worked on the 2 chairs that we want to sit at the head of our new table. My parents actually gave us these chairs, but we wanted to refinish them to match our vibe more. So when we got back, Dan actually took apart the seat bottoms to paint. By the way, I had actually made a pie on this day before our bike ride, so I left it at home cooling in the window, and it was so good. I actually added a handful of chocolate chips at one of your guys' comment/recommendations. Logan actually fell asleep in the little buggy on the bike ride on the way home. He's been doing that lately because they've been so peaceful. Oh, and this is the electric bike that my parents actually own but let us borrow. In case anyone's in the market for an electric bike, it's amazing. Also, this ice cream is amazing. It's super simple ingredients, just high quality ice cream, and I had it with a slice of my delicious pecan pie. If you want to see a video where I make my pie, I will try and remember to link that down below. If I don't, please call me out about that in the comments and I will link it down there then. So Dan at this point made his way outside to spray paint the chairs. Now, spoiler alert, we were kind of just like on a mo getting things done, and we didn't realize that there was a thin layer of, I think it's called bry wax, on the top of these chairs that my mom had gifted us. So we didn't prep them right. So actually, spoiler alert, you're gonna see they're beautiful, but we have to kind of sand and reapply. We're actually gonna do chalk paint next because the spray paint never fully dried because of that bry wax. So on this night, Dan decided to cook us up some pasta Bolognese. And I think I've told you guys before that there's a specific recipe that Dan follows that is so incredible, and we make it in the Instant Pot, so it actually doesn't take that long, and he uses the food processor to chop the veggies. So it's just so delicious. This is another thing that I will try and remember to link down below, so please remind me. Oh my gosh, guys, this stuff is so good, and this might have been one of his best batches. Really random, but on the bike ride today, I actually stopped by one of those little mini driveway libraries, and I picked up this magazine from MOPS, which is a Christian moms organization. I didn't know they put out a magazine, but I thought that this seemed really lovely and sweet, so I picked it up to thumb through. As you can see, we recovered the seat in burlap, and I love it. So once we fix the black paint and get chalk paint down, which we really think is going to seal it in better, we're then going to distress the black as well a little bit. So the project marches on of painting the cupboards. But guys, I'm really trying to give it a good effort here. In the beginning, I even debated doing multiple coats of primer, but now I've really tried to take the proper steps through the whole process. So multiple coats of things have just made it take a while. I pretty much can only paint when Logan's either asleep or over at my parents' house. It's just, it continues, but I'm so close. And like I've mentioned now, I'm overwhelmed with how much I'm loving the color in the kitchen. So at this point, we actually received a new light from AQ Lighting to hang over our sink. I've mentioned before that AQ Lighting has actually sent us over multiple new lighting fixtures that I feel like have just totally changed the vibe of the house. So Dan was hanging that up. And at some point in here, I had made my way over to the Culinary Stone Cafe to pick up more sourdough bread from Mac Bread. And now we're actually going to move on to another thing that I was really craving recently, and that was a cucumber salad. I just really wanted something light and crunchy, but I wanted the feta cheese. And so I went to the store and I got some cucumbers, chopped them up. Now, this is kind of like I just made what I felt like making, made what I had around. So I chopped up the cucumbers after I kind of cut off the skin. I realized there's better ways to do that, but that's how I did it. I sliced up some thin purple onion as well as kind of diced up some orange cucumbers. And then I broke apart feta cheese into the bowl. Then I washed up and chopped up some cilantro and threw that into the mix. And then I poured in a bunch of my leftover salad dressing that I had made for another salad that I had had the night before. It's kind of just my go-to garlic, mustard, apple cider vinegar, honey dressing, and it was delicious. And because it's cucumber, it's heavier, it's saved really well in the fridge for the next 2 days. I was able to pick off of it. The moon looked crazy on this night, so we have to get a moon shot. I always picture you guys watching with your kids and your kids getting excited when they see the moon and the animals and the plants. And so I hope someone out there is appreciating this moon shot, and that's pretty much it. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's vlog. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you're interested. I appreciate all of my patrons so much. And with all of that being said, I will, God willing, see you guys back here soon with another new video. Bye guys.